All these years, I have been pretending to be blind. If only. Lee, would you read that for me, please?
Every night, I use an unusual technique to make sure I wake up on time in the morning.
Ooh. All right, David's team.
OK, so what is the unusual technique?
The usual way of making sure you wake up in the morning at the right time would be to set an alarm clock.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've heard of that.
OK,
So, and you do something different. Well, we don't need to know what. I think we'll go true.
What I've done is I have trained my brain to wake itself up
No, you haven't.
at the right time.
By doing what?
When I'm lying in bed, I will bang out the time on the pillow with my head,
Right.
saying the hours for the time that I want to wake up.
Yeah.
And that subconsciously programs the time.
Chris,
Yes.
are you all right?
And how accurate is this?
50-50.
Where did this idea come to you from?
I read it in a book.
What was the name of the book?
The book was called Last Man Standing. It was a fictional book, David.
It was a fictional book from which you were taking lifestyle tips.
Well, do you know when you read something and it sticks in your head as an idea to try?
This may help you, David. Give us a demonstration, if you would, of the severity of the headbang. You're settling down at the end of the night.
OK, Lee, I'm going to turn around a bit and use you as a pillow.
All right.
Oh, so I'm in
Put
bed.
my arm there, yeah.
Oh, my pillow's firmer than that. So I want to get up at 7:30 in the morning, so I'm like, I go 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, and if I want to get up at 7:30, I go 7:30.
Chris, I don't know whether you've got a partner or a wife or somebody who shares a bed
He used to have a
with
wife,
you.
he headbutted her to death.
Is there anybody else in the bed with you, Chris?
So I mean, I tour a lot.
So some nights yes, some nights no.
I tour a lot, I'm away a lot, but when I'm at home, I do have a wife. I mean, I have a wife all the time.
What are you thinking, David's team? Alex, what do you think?
Oh, it's so unbelievable. It's believable.
Yeah, and also I do think that if you tell yourself you need to wake up at a certain time, the chances of waking up then are higher than you'd think. It's not totally random.
Well, let's give it a go tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't
You make it
realise we were
sound as
gonna-
if you're sharing a bed. So I think you're saying it's true.
Well, are we happy to say true? Yeah, I think we're going to go with true.
OK, Chris, they think you were telling the truth. Were you, or was it a lie?
Everyone will be trying it tonight. It's true.
Yes!
All right, I've had to up security at my gigs because old women won't stop kissing me.
Beastie.
How old are these women?
I would suggest maybe like 60 upwards.
And what kind of
Whoa,
kisses?
whoa, whoa, sorry, you're saying that's old? Don't listen to him, Rob.
What kind of kisses are they going in for?
They're going for a smooch on the cheek. Some might try and get one on the lips, but it's like, no.
And are they
can't do
trying to
that.
get on the stage, or is this at the back?
No. This is at the meet and greet. So I do meet and greets at some of the at some of the smaller
You charge
venues.
extra for that?
No.
Could be.
I mean, I could, but I don't want to. You know what I mean?
It's not that kind of meat.
Do you not like...
I'm not suggesting he's offering himself as a gigolo.
You should tour with Claudia, you could do meat and gravy. So, how bad does it get? I mean, obviously...
It gets bad.
Uh,
Are we talking a bit of hand-grabbing as well?
Yes.
And are we talking a bit of, like, when the photo happens, arm round, bit of a squeeze?
Yes, I've had that, I've had that.
And they say, get off.
No. I've had, let me tell you something, I've had a couple, husband, wife, and I've had, like, while we're taking a picture, I've had the wife's hand on my bum.
Squeezing it?
Yes, full on, and I'm like, in the picture, I'm like...
What are we thinking? Was Babatunde telling the truth?
I think he's got an approachable way about it.
And especially on the, you know, I'm a celebrity, they share everything.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So they feel like they know him.
I think it's true.
I think it's
true.
a lie, actually. And I think he's just showing off.
I'll go with you. I'll say
You're
true.
saying true.
Yeah.
All right, they think it's true, Babatunde. Was it true, or were you telling a lie?
It is, in fact, true.
I was once grounded when my parents saw a picture of me in the local paper doing something I shouldn't.
You were doing something you shouldn't.
Yeah, I had escaped.
Escaped from where?
I'd escaped from the house.
Were you, I mean, how dark is this story going to get?
How old were you when this happened, Shazia?
14.
And how did you escape?
I got some bed sheets and I knotted them together, threw them out the window, climbed down them, and I left the house.
Why?
I wanted to go out for the night, to a nightclub.
Well, a nightclub. What time did you sneak out?
Oh, about 11 o'clock at night.
And what time did you get back in?
About 4 o'clock in the morning.
Bed sheets still hanging from window?
Yeah.
How many stories? I mean, I don't believe this one to start with, but how many, how many stories high were you?
3.
You were three floors
stories.
up.
What did you tie the bed sheets to?
To each other.
Wow. You need something at the other end. What's the end tied to?
Oh, it was tied to the window.
OK, you go to this nightclub. Why is your picture ending up in the paper?
There were some famous people in there.
Oh, tell us.
Well, there was Joan Collins.
What?
Boy George.
Boy George, he's big. He's a big name.
UB40.
IB 54.
So how did you end up in the photo? That's what we need to
Well,
be
what
clear on.
happened was when the nightclub ended about 4 o'clock, there was, like, no taxis and I didn't know how I was going to get home. So I asked Boy George...
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
I asked Boy George if he would give me a piggyback home.
And did he say, do you really want to hurt me?
Dad says, like, there's no way it could be me because I'm asleep.
Yes, but he could see the picture. I mean, was he not good with faces?
Yeah, well, he thought that they had just got this photo of me from somewhere and just shoved it in the paper.
So how was it resolved, Shazia?
Well, it wasn't resolved.
How does your story end? Let me put it like that. I'm hoping quite soon.
It did. Well, the thing was, it ended when my dad said, you're never going to be allowed out ever again.
Oh, whoa. So now he does think it's you?
No, he's saying this to the newspaper man. And with this sort of irresponsible reporting, you're never allowed out of your house again.
Did he knock on your door?
Oh, yeah.
He comes in.
Yeah.
And then what was said next?
He said, look.
What was he wearing?
That's the newspaper.
Yeah, and he says...
And he goes, look at this.
Go on.
I know where you were last night.
Oh, I'm getting angry with this story now. What's the junction between that is not my daughter and why were you out last
The
night?
man at the paper...
He doesn't know you!
He convinced my dad that person was me.
More than your face! More than your actual face! A man on the phone who he has never met and he doesn't know who you are has met you once for a second on the back of Boy George. That was more important than your face in the photo.
The point is, he believed the man more than me.
All right. What do we think? Jeremy, what are you thinking?
I'm starting to have my doubts about this one, to be honest. I know this sounds a crazy point of detail, but the idea that a newspaper could print the story within 3 hours of the nightclub closing...
Of everything she said, the time the newspaper comes out is the one... I mean, to me, that's fine. It's everything else.
It's the shit...
Yeah, Boy George, piggyback, Birmingham nightclub.
Yeah, that's all fine.
Who was that? Oh, it's Joan Collins. Yeah. Man doesn't recognise his own daughter. No, yeah.
No problem.
What time's the paper come out? Midday, she's lying.
What about you, Amy? What do you think?
I think it's a lie, because it's hard to pick a bit that could be true.
You're saying it's a lie?
We'll say it's a lie.
Shazia, they're pretty convinced it's a lie. Was it a lie, or were you telling the truth?
I'm afraid it's the truth.
On an American tour, I was repeatedly stopped by customs officials because I'd been pranked by Rod Stewart.
David's team.
Right. That's
Rod Stewart is a popular singer.
Thank you. So you're on tour in America?
Yes.
The United States of?
And South America.
South America where?
Brazil.
Just Brazil?
Yeah, forget the Rod Stewart bit. This is the real interesting
OK, so we were doing a show, and Rod Stewart was there.
Which of the countries of the Americas did Rod Stewart attend your show in?
Well, this was in Ireland.
Had he come just to see McFly?
No, he was doing the same show. It was a toy show.
A toy show?
Yeah, at Christmas time. Big celebration, loads of toys.
Yes.
And McFly and Rod Stewart.
Was it a dream you had?
So Rod was there, and he's like, "Hey, Danny!" And I'm like, "Hey, Rod!"
So you haven't been watching Rocky?
So he said, "Do you want a lift?"
Does he mean drugs?
He went back home. He's like, "Well, I'll give you a lift on my jet."
Wasn't he sailing?
Very good, that. He said, "Oh, I need your passports." So we get on the plane, give our passports to him, and then fly to London.
Right.
So then we get a call from our tour manager. I think he was applying for a visa. So then he was like, "Guys, bad news." And he'd drawn willies on our heads.
Rod Stewart?
Like, yeah.
So Rod Stewart...
Oh, on your passport?
On our... Yeah, no.
I just assumed that he just fell asleep on the plane.
So did this mean they wouldn't recognise you at customs unless you drew a willy on your own?
It wasn't fun travelling around. Every customs were like, "You think that's funny?" Like, no, but you won't. The story is Rod Stewart drew it.
Well, it's going to delay you a lot if you tell this story.
When you told people at customs that Rod Stewart had drawn these appendages on your head, did they believe you?
Well, no, so we stopped saying that.
Why would Rod Stewart be performing at a toy show in Ireland? That doesn't add up.
Oh, but it's all right for McFly to do that, isn't it?
Right, time to go for a guess, David. What do you think?
Okay.
I think it's false.
You think it's...
I don't think it's true.
You don't think it's true? I think it's true. I'm not confident enough to overrule. I'm just, you know...
Well, what are you doing in the captain's seat, then, you coward?
Despite my scepticism, we're going to say, as a team, that we think that's a lie.
You think it's a lie? OK, Danny, was it a lie, or were you actually telling the truth?
I was actually telling the truth.
Whoa!